he finish him here? Conor McGregor is a UFC interim featherweight champion!
I mean, the man is running scared. I cannot force a man who is not willing to step in and fight. I cannot force him into the octagon to face me, but really I cannot hold any grudge towards him because I would not want to face me either because I would...
Conor McGregor's biggest rivals, the feuds that shaped his career. Conor McGregor is a master at getting under his opponent's skin, but some of his rivalries have gone far beyond the typical trash talk. From heated press conferences to unforgettable face-offs in the octagon, McGregor's feuds have defined his career as much as his knockouts. Whether it's his epic battles with Nate Diaz, the historic clash with Khabib Nurmagomedov, or his rivalry with Jose Aldo, these feuds made McGregor the fighter and the superstar that he is today. Let's break down the biggest rivalries of Conor's career and how they've helped shape him into one of UFC's most iconic fighters. McGregor versus Nate Diaz. The rivalry between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz is one of the most intense and memorable in UFC history. It began when Diaz stepped in on short notice to replace Rafael dos Anjos at UFC 196. McGregor was riding high, but Diaz shocked the world by submitting him in the second round. This loss was a major turning point for McGregor, as it was the first time he had been defeated in the UFC. What made this feud stand out wasn't just the fights, but the war of words that happened in the lead-up. Diaz's no-nonsense Street Fighter attitude clashed with McGregor's flamboyant trash talk, creating a rivalry that fans couldn't get enough of. The rematch at UFC 202 was even more iconic. McGregor returned with a vengeance, defeating Diaz in a 5-round war by majority decision. The fight solidified both fighters' legacies and showed McGregor's resilience, proving that he could bounce back from adversity. Even after the fights, the tension between the two fighters remained, with Diaz always hinting at a trilogy fight. This rivalry not only tested McGregor's skills, but also showed his grit as he came back stronger and more determined after his first real taste of UFC defeat. McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. The rivalry between Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov reached a level of intensity rarely seen in the UFC. It was about more than just a fight. It became personal. The feud began in 2018, building up to their showdown at UFC 229, when McGregor challenged Khabib for the lightweight title. The animosity between the two was fueled by months of trash talk, insults, and confrontations, which escalated during the infamous bus attack led by McGregor in Brooklyn. This rivalry was about dominance, national pride, and personal grudges. When they finally met in the octagon, Khabib overwhelmed McGregor with his superior grappling, forcing him to submit in the 4th round. The fight ended in chaos, with a brawl breaking out between the two camps immediately after the bout. This event is still talked about as one of the most controversial moments in UFC history. Despite the loss, McGregor's rivalry with Khabib remains one of the most significant chapters in his career. Even after retiring undefeated, Khabib has continued to be vocal about McGregor, keeping the rivalry alive. The fight not only highlighted McGregor's weaknesses against elite grapplers, but also showed how personal feuds can elevate a UFC event into something unforgettable. The McGregor-Khabib saga remains a pivotal moment in both fighters' legacies. McGregor versus Jose Aldo. Before his feud with Khabib, Conor McGregor's rivalry with Jose Aldo was what truly launched him into superstardom. Aldo was the reigning featherweight champion for nearly a decade, and McGregor's brash confidence leading up to their fight at UFC 194 turned heads. McGregor relentlessly taunted Aldo, both in press conferences and media appearances, calling him out in front of thousands of fans. The psychological warfare McGregor waged was unlike anything Aldo had experienced, and by the time the fight came, the pressure was immense. What happened in the octagon stunned the world. McGregor knocked Aldo out cold with a single punch just 13 seconds into the 1st round, making it one of the fastest knockouts in UFC title fight history. The result shocked fans and sent Aldo on a downward spiral from which he struggled to recover. For McGregor, it was the moment he truly arrived as a global superstar, backing up all the trash talk with a knockout that would go down in history. Let us know your favorite Conor rivalry in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on the world's most notorious fighter.